This language is literature. This language is poetry. This language needs to be, celebrated and preserved. And so
Let others speak. That's how Valerie Boyd described her philosophy of storytelling. Literary greats spoke through her on the pages of Alice Walker's journals and in a 2003 biography of Zora Neale Hurston, Wrapped in Rainbows, the book that earned Boyd the nickname Zora Head for her zealous research and mastery of her subject.
And I thought that what was said of Zora in this book on page 284 applies strikingly to Valerie Boyd herself.
Boyd was a child of 1960s Atlanta. She ran the student newspaper and was valedictorian of her class at C.L. Harper High School. After college at Northwestern, she returned to Atlanta in 1985 and became a books and arts editor at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution until she left the paper in 2004.
She was 4 years younger than me, but I knew immediately she was going to be the wise elder in the room, the one that everybody went to when they really wanted to know what was going on. She was, like I said, struck me immediately as an old soul. She was very determined, but not in a scary or freakish way. Always had ideas about what she wanted to be working on next, and it was always about building a community. That was very important to her, and that struck me when I was young, that she was already thinking in those terms of, bringing more people in and diversity without calling it diversity. She wanted everybody to have a voice.
Boyd enjoyed a career in academia, wrote for the Washington Post and Los Angeles Times, as well as for the Oxford American and later the Bitter Southerner. She racked up many honors, including the Charlene Hunter Galt Distinguished Writer in Residence at the University of Georgia's Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Valerie Boyd is honored for her accomplished career as a writer, journalist, and educator, bridge the false divide between journalism and literature, unquote.
An induction into Georgia Writers Hall of Fame shortly after her death in February 2022.
A woman who inspired so many to take a leap of creativity in their own way and through their own writings. A woman who enjoyed connecting creative people with others, a person who simply cared about so many and touched so many lives.
From students Boyd mentored to colleagues she met in journalism or in the book world.
May we gather together to celebrate ourselves.
Or those passionate about the Southern Foodways Alliance and the preservation of the legacy of the civil rights movement into which she, as an Atlantan, was born. Valerie Boyd's legacy will live on in the connections and communities she nurtured.
Julia, I thought of 3 words that sum up Valerie to me. One is potential, one is support, and one is vision. When I say potential, I don't just mean Valerie's potential. I mean, Valerie saw the potential in everybody she worked with. This is my experience as a colleague and my experience as a friend. And also somebody whose potential she saw long before I did. So she could see what somebody was capable of, and she could help the person get there. That's also a rare gift. She knew that nobody was going to get anywhere in the writing world, in the newspaper world, in the journalism world alone, that we all need to feel supported and connected, which I said before, but that's the kind of community that Valerie built, and that's the kind of community that she gave.
She understood that there were certain, definite obstacles, hard trails, by now entirely crazed individuals and populations, starvation, pestilence, flood. You keep going. You do your part.
The Atlanta Press Club is proud to induct Valerie Boyd into the Atlanta Press Club Hall of Fame.